It started with my dad and my uncles. You know, ever since I was born, I was around the music, and you know, it kind of picked me. I didn't pick it. You know, and they just opened my ear to blues, soul, R&B, funk, rock and roll. I just kept expanding from there. So it's like a family.
Did you always play guitar?
Well, in high school I played string bass. You know, with a bow and played, you know, classical music. You know, I dabbled around with the drums for a while, and one day my dad's band, the drummer didn't show up. So I said, I'll do it.
Oh.
And I played the drums for a little while. You know, played a little bass, but the guitar was the instrument that captivated me. One that I could, you know, be myself more and step out.
Well, you make it speak to everybody else too, so definitely glad you picked the guitar. So do you have any vocal training as well? Because you sing so well. Going along with that, did you go to school for that too? Or was that something that came natural again because of your family and your background?
Basically from my family and listening, and, you know, I had a gift of the ear. I could hear things, so I just basically imitated other people's voices. And being that I played an instrument, you know, I was able to hear pitches. So I was able to get, you know, keep my voice on pitch. And George Benson, you know, I was listening to, I wanted to be George Benson at one point in my life. And his voice, his vocal range, it was great. And I started, you know, studying who he, you know, got his influences from. Guys like Donny Hathaway and things like that. And these people had dynamic voices. You know, the way they can just, you know, make you feel the music, and so I tried to imitate that, you know, in my own version.
Well, definitely a great way of doing it. I notice you're very engaging with the audience. Why do you think that's important? Is it, do you get the feedback? Does it make you even more energetic, or?
You know, you know, I look at it as, you know, I look out in the audience, I say, well, how would I feel if I'm sitting out there? You know, what would I want from an entertainer or somebody who's on stage? You know, the basic thing, what I would want, I want to be entertained, and I want to be part of the show. I just don't want to sit there and just see a live performance and be bored to death. So, you know, as I said, I try to include people into the show, and you know, I got that Southern hospitality from, you know, my parents and stuff. And they said, first thing you do is make people feel comfortable when you're home. So when I'm on stage, it's my home, and I try to make people as comfortable as possible.
So, what do you enjoy about playing on Norwegian Breakaway? Because that was the first time I saw you last year, and I was like, oh, wow, it's amazing. So I was really excited to hear that you're on a breakaway right out of New York. We could go here and slam a lot more now, you know?
Yeah, it's you know, being breakaway for me has a couple of meanings. One is in my home, you know, New York. You know, I'm actually from upstate New York, but New York City is the place where I went to. That really changed my life. It was only 2 hours away from me, but you know, it had so much more to offer as far as music, people, and experiences. And as I said, it changed my whole life, and it just started me, you know, my journey around the world. Actually, I came from New York City, and to be coming back to New York City on the ship, you know. To be saying, I'm home, I'm here, check it out.
Well, we're glad you're here. What are some of your plans for the future? I know you're probably on breakaway for a while, but, you know, 10, 15, 20 years from now, what does Slam want to do?
I'm looking at, you know, like, I want to preserve, you know, blues. You know, blues is the father of all music, even though I like soul and R&B and things like that. You know, I want people to remember this music and remember the people who made it great. So it's my mission, you know, to keep that out there. You know, keep it out there, keep live performance out there, to show people how the music was traditionally done. You know, today is a lost art. You know, I want the last of the breed of this type of, you know, music and comedy and, you know, all together in one to make it work, you know.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people got to look at me by, You know, instead of I want to entertain you, I want to make you feel good. Really, it's us, not me.
You definitely do that. You go to your shows. I mean, we're here, we watch you, but at the same time, you completely engage everybody. You know, everybody feel like you're a part of your family or something. So
just being myself.
Well, yeah.
Just being myself.
Do you think, I know you said that you want to preserve the tradition of the blues, so do you think you might wind up teaching it to younger people or something like that in the future? Is that...
I'm not much of a teacher. I don't have the patience to be a teacher, but anybody, I invite anybody who wants to learn it. You know, they can come watch me. I can show them things, and you know that's what it's all about with music, passing it on. You know, I saw a movie that said time makes way for whatever comes next. So if anybody wants it, I'm more than happy to give it. But I don't like people to take it. I like to give it to you. You know, because it has to grow, it has to develop, it has to, you know, keep moving on. I'm not going to be here forever, so somebody has to carry it on.
So what would you encourage a young person that was interested in getting into the blues? What would you encourage them to do? What would be like the first step they should take?
I always tell, you know, people, know where you came from. That'll help you know where you're going. So, you know, go back and you know, just listen to, you know, the greats, you know, guys like Robert Johnson, you know, there's guys called Booker White who did the, you know, acoustic, you know, countries type of blues, all the way up to the blues we have today. But don't let it stop there. You know, I didn't let it stop at the blues. You know, the blues, like I say, spawned a lot of other musics. So I listen to everything across the board. I let my ear be open to change. That's basically what happened. It was the blues, you know, and gospel, the jazz, the R&B, and soul, and rock and roll. It all took different forms, and that's what I'm about. You know, I'm about, you know, taking the music and just making it grow and putting it in my perspective to people. So I say, you know, don't be afraid. You know, the young people, don't be afraid to explore the music. You know, there's more music out here than hip hop. There's more music out here than heavy metal and whatever. You know, explore all the music.
Really learn to appreciate it.
Learn to appreciate it. You know,
yeah.
I look at music two ways, good and bad. You know, no matter what style, what genre, whatever. You know, somebody's representing it right and playing it right. I'm with it.
Yeah, but it's good music.
Yeah, it's good music, you know.
If it touches people,
if it touches people, you know, you can hear people doing it bad.
Yeah.
You know,
So, last couple of questions. How did you get the name Slam Allan?
Well, it had a couple of meanings. One, when I was younger, I wanted to be a pro wrestler. So I kind of adapted that name. A younger friend of mine at the time, when we was kids, he had a stick. And he named the stick Slam. I said, you know what? I'm gonna take that. Yeah, so I kind of just took that name, and because of my name, I have two typically first names, Harrison Allen. So people always would reverse it and call me Allan Harrison. The name just wouldn't stick. So I said, I need something that's like something a little original, something that people are gonna remember, something shorter. So I said, well, you Slam. And I actually had that nickname since I was a kid.
Oh,
yeah, you know,
cool.
yeah. Then I found out later on that there was another Slam, Slam Stewart. He was a bass player, famous jazz bass player named Slam Stewart. Yeah.
Wow. How did you go about picking the rest of your band? Because they're amazing too. It's so much fun listening to them too.
Basically, word of mouth. You know, you travel around different places, you run into people, they hear about you. You know, like my bass player, him and I met in New York. In New York City, we played, you know, clubs together and stuff. And this opportunity came up, and he was available, so, you know, I got him on the gig.
Slam Allan train.
That's it. You know, it's just like anything else. You're looking for people. You know, you go out there, ask questions, and you know, one person refer you, and then you get the right people.
Well, thank you again for doing this. It's much appreciated. It's nice getting a chance to learn a little more about you. And I just encourage everybody else that's getting on the breakaway to go see Slim out if you don't do anything else. Thank you.
My pleasure.